Hi guys, in this video I will explain you a very powerful SQL functions such as intersect, accept, union, and union all functions. We all know that whenever we want to connect the tables, a lot of people think about only joins, but however, joins is not the only way to connect the tables. These functions can be used also to connect the tables. However, whenever you want to use these functions, the purpose of connecting the tables might be a little bit different rather than using joins. For example, let's say if I open this table, I can open employees table. Now, if you pay attention here, guys, we have these columns here, city column, right? Now, if I open any other table, for example, if I open customers table, you will see that I have this city column, this column which is city as well. Now, I want to find out all the cities which I have on my employees table, and at the same time I have those cities on my customers table. Now if I want to do that, all I have to do, I can just type here city. Now between these two, I will type just the word intersect, and now here I will also type the column city. Now if I run this code all together, it will show me all the cities between these two tables. Now what it actually means, it means that all this, the city London and Seattle I have on the employees table, and at the same time I have these cities on my customers table. Now if you want to compare two columns or more columns, you can just put comma, and I can just type country, and if I put country on my first select statement, and if I don't put country on the second statement, the query will not run. I can run it and show you. You will see I'm getting an error. What it actually means is asking me, if you're putting two columns on the top on your first table, make sure you put the same columns on the bottom. Now if I just put country on the bottom, and if I run the code, now the code will work. Now if I run the code right now, you will see that it is showing me, it's saying that you have these countries and cities on the employees table, and you have the same countries and the same cities on the customers table. Now you might say, I want to find out all the countries and cities on employees table which I don't have on the customers table. Now in that case, you can simply just change this keyword. I can just copy this code, paste it here. Now in this case, I will just be using accept function. Now what accept does is actually saying that show me all the countries and cities from the employees table which I should not have the same cities and countries on the customers table. Now if I run this code, you will see that it will show me all the countries and all the cities and countries which I have on my employees table, but I don't have these cities and customers on the customers table. One thing to remember, guys, is it always compares the first line of the code, the first statement, against the second. Now in this case, it shows us that all the countries and cities that the employees table has, but you don't have this cities and countries on the customers table. In the case, if you want to switch the positions, you can simply just do this. For example, I can just put my first statement as a customer and then use this function accept, and I can use this line of code at the bottom here. And now in this case, now the logic works vice versa. Now in this case, it is showing me all the cities and countries which I have on my customers table, but I don't have it on my employees table. Now you might say, okay, if I want to find out all the cities and employees which I have on both tables, now in that case, what we can do is we can leverage the same code. I can just put the code at the bottom, and in this case, if I want to find out all of them, which is the one which I have on both, I can simply use this keyword. It's called union. If I run the code, it will show me all the cities and countries from the customers table plus all the cities and countries from the employees table. So now the only difference is whenever we use this union function, if there's any cities and countries which as a duplicate, it will not show it. In the case, if you want to show us the duplicates, we can use the all function, then it will show us all the duplicate values as well. Now if you pay attention here, guys, at the bottom, it says that I have 73 rows. If I run this code, it is showing us 73 rows. That means that this result, there is 73 rows. Now if I copy this line of code and add the function union all, now if I rerun the code, now you will see that it is no longer, the number has changed, now it's 100 rows. Now in this case, it is showing me all the countries and cities from the customers table, plus all the cities and countries from the employees table, but in this case, it is showing me all the duplicate values as well. Now if you see here guys, this is duplicate, this is duplicate, right? Now in the case if I just simply run it without all here, just union, it will not show me the duplicate values. Now, if you pay attention here, guys, it is showing me all the unique values. Now, sometimes you want to compare two tables between two different databases. For example, now let's say I can go to this table, and the database that I want to use is Northwind, and I open this table, shippers. So now in this example, I will show you how to compare two tables between two different databases. Now I will just put here intersect, and I will just use a different database, select star from. Now in this case, I will use this database prod, and the tables again shippers. Now in this case, guys, these are my databases, Northwind and prod. This database have the same table, shippers and shippers. Now I want to find out if the information on my shippers, is there any information that I have on my Northwind database on the shippers table, which is intersecting with the same table but in a different database. Now if I run this code, guys, you will see that it says this line of code number 4, new era, and this phone number, it is matching between these two tables, which is one of them in the Northwind database and the second one of them is a prod database. Just to show you guys that this is the correct information, I can simply run this line of code. If you see here, guys, I have this 4 new era and then this phone number on the shippers Northwind database. And if I execute this line of code separately, you will see I have that information as well. Now again, if I want to find out information that all the information which I want to see on the shippers table, which I don't have on the shippers table on the production database. Now if I run this code, you will see that it's showing me that all this information at the bottom, it does exist on this table, shippers on the Northwind database, which does not exist in the pro database and shippers table. Now one rule to remember, guys, if you want to compare two tables, you want to make sure that these two tables have the same columns. Now if you pay attention here, shippers table in the Northwind database has the same columns, shipper ID, company name, and phone. Now if I open this table, which is the same table but in the pro database, it also has the same columns. The rule that you should follow whenever you want to use these functions, always make sure the data type that you want to compare is the same. What I mean is, if I simply just go and type, for example, select star from, let's say, employees, and then I would just say intersect, select star from customers. Now in this case, this code will not work because the tables are completely different. The columns are different. There is no way the logic could understand what I'm asking, because employees table has all of these columns and customers table has all of these columns. Even if I want to pick up a specific column, for example, from this table I can pick employee ID, and from this table I can pick, let's say, customer ID. Even in this case, the code will not run because these two columns hold different data types. To show you that, now you can just simply see that employee IDs are all integers, and if I go to the customers table, customer IDs, they are not integers, they're all characters. That's why whenever you want to compare two columns between two tables or two tables from different databases, always pay attention. If you're comparing a specific columns, make sure those columns holding the same data types. And if you want to compare two databases the way we did here, two separate tables, which is the same table holding the same columns, but they are in the different database. One is in a prod, one is in Northwind. Always pay attention in that. So if the table holding the same columns, then in that case you can compare two tables, or if you want to compare two columns, make sure that the columns holding the same values. This is very basic examples of using these functions, guys. On my future videos, I will show you with more complex examples by using these functions. As I mentioned in the beginning, guys, these functions is a very powerful functions. And once you have a basic understanding of these functions, then we can leverage these functions in the future, build some very complex queries. Guys, thank you for watching. For more videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, please comment on my videos, and I have a lot more exciting information to share with you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in our next videos.